Now, once you've got the decision-making part down, the rest of this, I promise you, is easy. Step number 2, one of my all-time favorites, but one that causes a lot of grief and aggravation. The second point in our little 5-point conversation this morning is knowing why. Yes, it's one thing to understand I'd like to make $100,000. It's one thing to understand I'd like to make $250,000. One thing to understand I'd like to make $1 million. I get that, but why? What's the money for? I don't think any of you here are really interested in collecting little green pieces of paper with deceased presidents' faces on them saying, look at this, fine little stack, got it over here, isn't that brilliant? What you're interested probably in doing is being home with your children. What you're interested probably in doing is having your spouse home with you, or you being with your spouse, traveling the world, living in your dream home, being able to give back to church, to community, to family. I don't know what gets you up early and what keeps you up late, but I can promise you, when you know why, you'll figure out how. I promise you, when you know why, you'll figure out how. But let me give you a little shortcut here so that we don't get you off base trying to spend the rest of the weekend in some reflective, metacognitive moment, just seeing if you can come up with this real deep thought on why you are moving in the direction of your dreams. Some people get so caught up in that they stop working. That's a problem. Here's the best solution I've got. Until you figure out why you want what it is you're going after, go for the money. It's just easier. It's just easier. I'm telling you, when I was building my business, the 2 questions I would ask people is question number 1, if you were to get involved with us, I understand we're just talking here, little part-time basis, involved with us, approximately how much money would you want to earn on a monthly basis to make this worthy of your investment time? Just out of curiosity, how much money? And they'd give you a number. I can remember people telling me a couple $100. I can remember people telling me $500. I remember a few telling me $1,000. I don't recall ever sitting down and having someone say to me, if I could make $50,000 a month, I'd give it some consideration. That's not how most people think in the beginning. They can't think that far out. $500 is sometimes about as far as they can go. I learned to let that be okay. You can't say to those people, $500, are you kidding me? Is that as big as you can dream? Wow, you must have a wretched, miserable life. You can't say that. They won't like you. You've just got to let it be okay. If that's as big as they can dream at this moment in time, let that be okay. But once I had the number, $500, $1,000, once we had the number, the second question was time. Beautiful. I know we're still just talking here, but if you were to make, say, $1,000 working part-time, how much of your schedule, how much of your time would we be able to shift, rearrange, move, alter? Because I'm sure you found a unique way to spend every minute of every day. So how would we rearrange that? How much time? And then here's all you need to know. For yourself and for the people you're working with, does the math work? Someone says to me in point number 1, I'd like to be at the top level of my company. I say, fantastic. Point number 2, I say, why? They say, I'd like to make $100,000. Beautiful. And I'd like to be able to do it in this much time, 4 hours. Oh, see, you've already figured that out. See, you're okay with being at the top position of the company. You're okay with that. You're okay with the 100,000. You're not okay with the what? 4 hours. You know why? The math doesn't work. Sometimes people just need to be readjusted. Really, I had no idea working at Wendy's paid so much. I can see your hesitation. They get the idea. You just have to refocus people. Now, in the very beginning, it's time and money. Those are the reasons why. Time and money. Those are your reasons. I promise you, over time, you'll figure out what those dollars are for. And when you really come to terms with what that is, nothing will stop you. You'll be what I refer to as 10 feet tall and bulletproof. You'll keep going no matter what. You'll have hiccups and challenges. You might have some people quit, move off into another direction. It'll be okay, because you'll continue moving forward.
you.